Inspire, motivate, challenge.
Okay.
Do you think it should be mandatory? And how do you think Nigerians will perceive?
I don't think healthcare insurance should be mandatory for every single Nigerian. Because when you fall sick, you can't wait to fall sick and have, let's say, kidney failure or one serious illness, and then they give you the bill. Then you start running around to say, "Come and donate for me, or my brother, my sister, no hair." So if you're paying your premiums every month and you know your coverage, let's say you're covered for dental, you have this, you have this, you have this, you know your coverage, and usually those insurance, they have like an amount they give you for more serious illnesses. It helps you to have rest of mind. You know when you fall sick, you know your hospital to call, you know your HMO, you call them, they come. Some of them even have ambulance services that can come and pick you up. As for how Nigerians will take it, they will fight it, obviously. They will fight it because Nigerians are still very traditional. Somebody will tell you, "I'm sick. Go down, mama, agbo joints, go buy agbo drink." Hello, agbo. All right. But the thing is, education is key.
Yeah.
Education is key. We need to constantly be educating people. And if us to my Oga's YouTube channel, they are the healthcare people, they need to constantly be educated. It doesn't have to be on YouTube because people watch a lot of TikTok.
Yeah.
So you can create content on TikTok to educate people on the importance of vaccines, the importance of healthcare. I mean, we have some doctors that do it, Aproko doctor, different doctors do exactly. So it's something that is worth looking into. You can do it in a funny way where people laugh and take the message. Because if it's too serious, people will be like, this kind person don't care. But if it's in a comic, funny way, people would laugh and take the message. But we do need healthcare insurance. I'm telling you now. Sometimes it's just 5,000 a month. It's not really big. Sometimes it's 10,000.
Well, I think Lagos State's insurance is like 10,000 a year.
The 5,000 a month will cover you for many things. So a lot of things, dental, like a lot. If you see itself, you would. So you can even get one for like 10,000 a year, some 15,000 a year. It's just shaking money that gives you rest of mind. But I think the insurance companies need to do more. I feel like they are not pushing.
But I think it also, maybe there's also a lot of responsibility on the National Health Insurance Authority since they signed a bill that made it mandatory.
Yeah.
But I think they are working on how to execute it.
It's
taking some time, but what do you think about introducing it now?
I think they need to introduce it now. Something
now,
like NI. Yeah, if you
No, but people have to pay.
Yes, now they need to implement, instead of implementing the nonsense 0.5 tax. What does that? That is not helpful to the common Nigerian.
Yeah, you're talking about the cyber.
Yeah, the cyber security tax. But if they implement the healthcare, that's your health. If you die now, you don't die. There's no, there's no two ways about it. If you are dead, you are dead. So the government can do that and maybe subsidize. Because I don't see what the Nigerians are getting from the government anyway. They've taken away the electricity subsidy. They've taken away the fuel subsidy. So they can tell people, okay, we are giving you a health insurance of 20,000 naira, but we will subsidize it. You pay only 5,000 a year.
It's funny enough, in that bill that Buhari signed, there's actually a segment there that talks about something called vulnerable group fund.
Yeah.
Which is where the very poor people will not even have to pay.
Pay, exactly.
But they will still give them health insurance. Right?
Yeah. But I don't trust anything that you don't pay for.
That's another point.
Yeah, anything you don't pay for, I don't trust it. So it's best they make them pay some sort of, maybe something. Even if it's 3,000, 4,000 a year. But Nigerians will still complain, but it's their health. There's nothing they can do. If death is inevitable, but at least we have to prolong it more.
Okay, so I mean, apart from the approach of health insurance, have you based on your years of working in the industry, have you thought about anything else that you think we can do to improve access to healthcare in Nigeria?
I think, I won't lie, the fact that you can walk into a pharmacy and buy medication helps. Because if, like in the UK, the NHS system, the doctors have all the power. And you don't want to give people power, they tend to abuse it. Sometimes people go for medication and the doctor is telling them you have this. Like I have a friend that got infection. She had like a serious infection and the doctor was giving her paracetamol. That girl almost died. She's in the UK. She almost died. She had to travel to Portugal to go treat herself. And now you find that people come. Do you know that people travel from America, US down to Nigeria?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's something that started. That's something that started. What's it called? Emerging.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Because there, the doctors have all the power, and the doctors can just. But here, if you have sickness, maybe you go and eat something and you catch a throat infection, you can just walk into a pharmacy and buy Augmentin and swallow, and
Yeah, I think I agree with you as well. I think it's something they should just standardize.
Yeah, they should standardize. Exactly, free, yeah.
So just let pharmacists know that they are primary healthcare providers.
Yeah, not...
And let them understand where their
limit is. Not somebody who walk into a pharmacy to go and be pharmacy, go they take injection. No. No. Or a nurse will say, go and call this nurse, come my house, come they put drip, they give me injection. No. You have to go to a hospital and see a doctor. But this should be standardized. But the healthcare system in Nigeria is interesting. Let's hope it gets better.
Okay, I want to ask one slightly controversial question now.
Yeah.
So, considering that you worked in the pharma industry, what would you say? I mean, you've already kind of hinted, give your thoughts on the COVID vaccine, but do you have any criticism of the pharmaceutical industry now? I'm not talking about healthcare now, I'm talking about pharmaceutical industry and the way things work. Do you have any criticism that being an insider yourself that you, that you want to point out?
The truth is that a lot of the problems were created by the pharma industry. So they create the problem and they bring the solution to the problem.
What did you say?
Yes, now let's look at the Ebola, for instance. Ebola never knew how to infect the human cells. The Ebola was taught how to infect the human cells. So, for those conspiracy theories, I'm not saying. But Ebola has been in Africa for a long time and it never infected humans. People were eating monkeys. But there is a theory that there's a research that went on that taught the Ebola how to infiltrate the human cell. So you find out that some of these, like cancer, why is there no R&D into curative than management? Because people make more money off managing cancer and take this drug, take this drug, take this drug, rather than finding a cure for it. If you go, in the US now, a lot of people have turned to drugs. They've turned to drug addicts, and you'll be surprised it's not cocaine. Opioid painkillers.
Yeah.
So the doctors have turned to dealers. So the pharmaceutical industry, they know that their painkillers are killing people. I'll not mention any. They know it's a serious problem in America.
Yeah, the opioid crisis.
Yeah, it's a serious problem. So what are they doing about it? They won't do anything about it because they know they are making a lot of money from selling their painkillers. They might how do they call it again? Incentivize the doctor self to say prescribe this, prescribe this, prescribe this.
Yeah.
Load them with painkillers. They become addicts. So the pharma industry is creating the problem and at the same time bringing solution to the problem. You cannot be.
You were part of them for 10 years.
I was a worker. Oh God.
No, but I think you're right. But I guess you're talking more from a global perspective.
Yeah, and from a global perspective.
But from a local perspective, I don't think.
No, from a local perspective, we don't have that level. We are followers. We are followers. Like, we would rather spend time in church praying for somebody that has schizophrenia than actually doing something. Like, I adapted a video for one. I don't want to do advert for them on your channel. For one company, and it's like drugs for schizophrenia. Okay. But before, we didn't know it was a sickness. In Nigeria, we would think, oh, this one, Papa, in village people, now send arrow. Yeah. Then they say, go for deliverance. They will put you in church, flog you away. Say, fire, die, you, die. So now we know. But I think in Africa, we need to do better. We need to do better. Like, we have things, we have plants, we have the resources to do a lot of R&D and develop our own medication. Look, like malaria is now becoming resistant to current treatments we have. You take a malaria drug and within 2 weeks you have relapsed. What are we doing to help ourselves? Oyibo, malaria no be their problem. It's not endemic there. Here it is. It's our problem. Why are we not looking for new molecules to solve?
There's a vaccine now.
That vaccine is not a vaccine. That thing is not a vaccine. You know malaria is not like a virus or bacteria. The plasmodium is a living organism now. So it's hard to create a vaccine that will protect you for long. Why am I going to inject myself and I would relapse after? I'll be going back for booster shots every time. Most of us don't even like needles. So we need to, like for the malaria, the problem is it's the current regimen clears it from the blood. Then you still have the liver stage. It's still there, dormant. After 2 weeks, it flares up again. So where are the drugs to clear it from your liver? So we are still
become doctor. I'm sure a lot of your fans will be surprised.
No, they're not surprised. I say a lot of things like this on my videos. Okay, that's why many healthcare professionals, they write me and say, you're so informed. I so love you. You're so informed.
That's cool. You worked in, as you said repeatedly, worked in GSK specifically for 10 years. And I'm sure you heard of the news recently that, as a company, even though I think they've adopted a distributor model whereby somebody will be distributing their product, but as a company itself, they left
Nigeria.
The country, they left Nigeria, which led to impacted a lot of people.
The prices,
and also the prices of
drug.
So what are your thoughts on that generally? How did that make you feel, first of all, when you heard the news?
I felt bad because I still had a lot of friends that worked there.
Yeah.
I felt bad. Like a lot of people will lose their livelihood and lose their jobs. And it's not only GSK that is leaving. A lot of pharmaceutical companies have multinational have left. Even P&G, different companies have left. I have a friend that worked in P&G and he's lost his job. He can't get a job now. So I felt really bad, and I don't know what the government is doing to mitigate or to help these companies, because their running costs in Nigeria is ridiculous, and it has to do with power majorly, and the fact that because GSK is a very ethical company. I always say to succeed in Nigeria you have to be a Chinese man. I don't know if that's racist too. Okay, to succeed in Nigeria you can't be fully ethical, because there are some people that will frustrate you. I remember when I was in vaccines then, most of our vaccines will be held in the ports because somebody wants underhand bribe and this and like that, so they will keep it. And temperature excursion, you can't keep things like that, it will spoil. And they will have to write off a lot of vaccines like that when the temperature go. And GSK, GSK standards. So when you keep losing money like that because of one civil servant wants but if it's a company that is not ethical, they will gladly pay the underhand thing and remove their goods from the ports. listen, and that's why a certain distribution company is is taking over because they know the tips and tricks to use for Nigeria. Nigeria is a difficult place to do business, so I will not lie to you.
I mean, but to be fair, I mean, the GSK was there for a very long time, despite, you know, the way they run. So,
yeah.
But you think things came to a head, basically, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it got to a point where, you know, you were an insider, you know the story. We don't need to bring it here. We don't need to wash our dirty linens outside. You know the story of what went on, and when the people abroad saw what was going on, they decided to say, these people, they want to run us streets. So let's not wash our dirty linens outside.
We don't need to go into that
so, yeah.
But the subsequent impact, like the prices of drugs or whatever, how did you see all that situation?
GSK drug is unattainable. It's not something Nigerians can afford right now. Because if you're asthmatic, serotype, you can't buy serotype. Is it somebody that is earning the minimum? I think the average wage for a Nigerian is like 200,000. And you're asking somebody to buy serotype to manage asthma for 50,000.
I think you even go higher
at some point. So how can somebody buy one discourse for 50,000 on a 200,000 salary? Transportation and this in alone has taken over like maybe 100,000 from your salary. You have 100,000. You have 50,000. Then you have 50,000 to now. So it's not attainable. The government needs to do something. I don't know if it's to bring in more pharmaceutical company. I don't know what we will do, but at this point we are at a crossroads.
Yeah, but I think what's happening is that other companies are taking
advantage. Yeah,
are plugging
the gap. Because if you go to the market now, before it was the main